Good day everyone. The current lecture gives an overview of the past, present and future of drones. I have always looked up to history of machines to understand the origin, the motivation to come, its present state, and more importantly, the learnings that we can get from all the iterations that were carried out. Today too, we are going to look at the history of the drones to understand its evolution, development, and how it will influence the future of drones in various applications. The early successes of pilotless aircraft led to the development of radio-controlled pilotless target aircraft in Britain and the US in the 1930s. In 1931, the British developed the Fairey Queen radio-controlled target from the Fairey floatplane, building a small batch of three, and in 1935 followed up this experiment by producing large numbers of another RC target, the DH-82B Queen Bee, derived from the de Havilland tiger moth biplane trainer. The name of Queen Bee is said to have led to the use of the term drone for pilotless aircraft, particularly when they are radio controlled. Another drone that was developed was from the Radio Plane Company. The picture shows the radio plane OQ-3 and its launcher. The true inventor of a radio-controlled aircraft that could fly out of sight was Edward M. Sorensen, as evidenced by his US patents. His invention was the first to be able to know how from a ground terminal what the airplane was doing, such as climbing, altitude, banking, direction, RPM, and other instrumentation. Without these patents, the early radio-controlled aircraft could only operate within visual line of sight of the ground pilot. The world's first quadcopter was created by inventor brothers Jacques and Louis Bricout, working with controversial Nobel Prize winner Professor Charles Richet. While undoubtedly exciting, it had some big limitations, being unsteerable, requiring four men to steady it, and in its first flight, lifting just 2 feet off the ground. But it did innovate the quadcopter form factor we have today. It was actually great to see how someone first came up with this design of the quadcopter, which later evolved and is still evolving to improve its design. Launched only 16 years after the Wright brothers pioneering Kitty Hawk flight, the Ruston Proctor aerial target became the first pilotless winged aircraft in history. It was a radio-controlled pilotless airplane based on RC technology from the inventor Nikola Tesla. The goal of the aerial target was for it to act as a flying bomb which could be piloted into enemies. Despite promising demonstrations, the AT was ultimately never used in combat scenario. However, it opened the door for similar projects such as the astonishing Kettering bug and paved the way for today's military drones. The French company Parrot released their Parrot AR drone, the first ready-to-fly drone which can be controlled entirely via Wi-Fi using a smartphone. The drone was almost immediately successful, both critically and commercially, receiving the 2010 CES Innovation Awards for electronic gaming hardware and selling upwards of 500,000 units. The company's AR drone 2.0 further improved on the formula with an easier piloting system, making it easier for newcomers to pick up and play. Already one of the best drone makers on the market, DJI Phantom 4 introduced smart computer vision and machine learning technology. This allowed it to avoid obstacles and intelligently track and photograph people, animals, or objects, rather than being limited to following a GPS signal. The resulting UAV was a major milestone for drone photography and consumer drones in general. Drones have been continuously evolving. The drones have become compact, faster, be able to perform much more array of applications other than only surveillance. There have been inventions where a drone is used as a selfie camera to drones that can be worn by a person and deployed easily. The developments and uses of drones have been continuously happening, and lot of changes also are undergoing to the current technology. Through this course, we intend to understand the basics and the development of the technology and how we can develop drones using it. The present slide talks about the future of drones. Going from a single drone, the future will consist of a swarm of drones performing various operations, such as in warehouses, where one drone carries out the barcode scanning and another drone can carry the package from one place to another. I know of a startup which is working on developing a swarm based on a fixed wing drone and multiples of quadcopter drones. The application consists of using a fixed wing drone to patrol long stretches of road. Once it finds any car violation, the fixed wing sends a signal to the closest quadcopter drone for carrying out an operation to find the car. This is the kind of swarm based operations that will be carried out in the future. Another future application of drones is stationary warehouses through blimps. Blimps are huge balloon like structure which can move at a very slow speed in air. Blimps, along with drones, are being looked at as stationary warehouse applications, where the blimp carries all the goods. Once the order is received, the order can be sent to the nearest blimp. The blimp can accordingly deploy the drone for delivering the goods. This might be the future most prominent use of drones. One of the reasons drones have limited capability is because of their endurance. However, hydrogen powered cells are being developed for increasing the endurance of the drone to exponential levels. Another most recent things that is happening is drones are being coupled with UGVs, robots, and marine vehicles. For example, one of the startups or companies which I know of is developing underground mining drones, which consist of a drone for carrying out the aerial mission as well as coupled with a UGV. So the drone and the UGV are talking with each other while scanning the entire underground mine. This is the kind of applications that are being developed where the drones and various vehicles and robotics can work together to carry out an array of missions. This is what the future of drones and the robotics is. Finally, the summary, we looked at the history of drones, we looked at the current state of the drones and the future of the drones. The next lecture, we will be mainly talking about the overall working of the drone. Thank you.